And we are live. What's good, people? It's your man DL Saint. How y'all doing? Happy Thursday. I know I've been jumping on just last second. I'm just trying to catch up and get myself back on schedule. You know, it is what it is. And y'all know how I do it. I'm sitting here just trying to check the sound. It is what it is. You know what I mean? So yeah, happy Thursday. So horn, blast. For whoever my ninja watchers are out there. You know what I mean? And we doing it. What's good, y'all? Everything's good. Yeah, if you check, I sent out a bunch of thumbnails. I'm back on track now. Doing got a bunch of shows coming up. This one Jay Swan sent me. He actually sends me a bunch of shows. Like behind the scenes, he's always shooting me articles. You see this, 80% of it is political and funny. Some of it is not so funny. So yeah, I see Brother Mike's in the house. What's good, fam? How you doing? They said Fetty is doing a premiere. Oh, okay. Myron's doing his 9/11, the 9/11 show. I think it's one of three. I think he's doing a 3-parter on that one. So definitely check that out. If he's doing the premiere, he probably already shot it and is probably doing more research and working on the second show. Y'all know how hard he works. Miss AKA ladies in the house. What's good, love? And Miss AKA lady be looking for the 50 Cent show. I think I put it in for Monday at 6. Yeah, Monday at 6 p.m. The thumbnail's up. We're gonna talk about the situation with 50 Cent, his son, and his son's mother. Definitely a conversation that needs to be had. You know, people are coming from all different points of views on this one, but I'm just saying, when you monetize kids, more likely than not it's gonna go wrong. And it just when you remove people from their roles and responsibility as a mom or a dad, things go wrong. So what's on there? It's good, brother. Heyoka, what's good? How you doing, bro? Good to see you. Thanks for coming through. Yeah, and I've been like I said, I just put this one up maybe an hour ago. But I'm gonna get back on track. I've had people saying, "Hey man, we need more time, more heads up." You know what I mean? Be consistent so we can plan. I'm like, all right, that's right. Let me be more consistent, and I'm gonna start doing it. I'm just gonna just sit down, put up a bunch of shows, thumbnail them out, make sure the times are there, and then I'm gonna go back and also make the shorts and all that kind of stuff. So that's what we're doing. Thanks for the support. I appreciate it, y'all. I really do. I appreciate it. But this thing we're doing now, this article we're about to read. It's from the New York Post. It's something that took place. The incident took place. I should say the crime. The crime took place in Jacksonville, Florida. It is a road rage gone bad. I mean, it's rarely a road rage gone good, right? So it's like a road rage gone bad. And when Jay Swan sent it to me, he was like, "Here we go, man. These wannabe alphas, these fake dudes, these guys who think they're being tough because that's what everyone's saying. Be alpha." Hold your frame, the RP stuff, the manosphere stuff. Look at me. I'm a tough guy. And I'm telling you, bro, if you need a weapon to be a tough guy, you're not a tough guy. You know what I'm saying? A real dude will come at you no matter what. And a real man will always protect his family first. He would never put his family in danger. Y'all see what I mean when we get into this article. You know what I mean? It's, these guys out here, so many lost people, not just men, but lost women as well in the West, man. Like I said, we're victims of our own success. I was watching Pink Book Diaries today. That's a really good YouTube channel. I suggest y'all check it out. And she was talking about female dating coaches, life coaches, relationship coaches. And this is in the black world. Like, this is the black community, the African-American community. And the money that they are charging for events to get women to come so they can learn how to get themselves a top tier or a high value man. The finesse, the famoose is real, y'all. I was preparing to do a show about the manosphere side of it. Guys, pick up artists and these coaches on the man side trying to teach these dudes, but it's going on the female side as well. and the amount of money is insane. So I'm putting together that show. Be on the lookout for that. That's probably gonna be like Thursday next week. And yeah, I normally do 2 shows a day. I normally do one about 1 p.m. and then I do one like either 6 or 6:30 p.m. So be looking for that. It is crazy what's going on out here. People are lonely and they don't know what to do. And they're just wasting money trying to figure it out. It ain't that hard. You know what I mean? It ain't that hard. So I'm definitely going to be reacting to bits and pieces of the Pink Book thing. I'm going to be reacting to what I'm seeing in the manosphere. And I'm going to be focusing on the bottom line, like how much people are being charged and how much, more importantly, how much people are paying for this stuff. So I'm going to be talking about that. Sister Candace in the house. What's good, love? Thank you so much. Have a great show. Yeah, thank you. I know you gotta jump over and do some modding out there. So I appreciate you just stopping in and checking on me. I really do. We definitely will have a great show. See you on Team Replay. You know what I mean? And Brother Mike said Pink Book Lessons. Yeah, I like that. I like that podcast. She's doing good work over there. Pink Book Lessons like this. I suggest everyone go over there and subscribe and check out what she's doing over there. Miss AKA Lady, that's the time DJ Deck Academics on. What is an alpha that cannot control their emotions? Not an alpha. Not an alpha, as you can see. Yeah. When DJ Academics was recently on Fresh and Fit, and he got out of pocket for him. You know what I mean? He's always, pushing boundaries and, can't handle his alcohol, it seems, just getting wild with it. But he really went off the deep end. I didn't watch that episode, but I've seen tons of clips and tons of people reacting to it. Saint and the Sinner is all over Academics right now, rightly so. You know what I mean? Academics called him out. Now he's got to deal with it. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's not alpha. That is not alpha. You got all these dudes running out here. They getting the bread, they're getting the money, and they're leading with their wallets. They're paying for it. They pay one way or the other. They're gonna pay because they don't have any game. They don't take the time to make themselves the best version of themselves. They're just like, well, I got this money, so instantly I'm the best version of me. Like, nah, you just you with money. You know what I mean? You the same, whoever you were before you got the bread. If you don't work on yourself, that's who you are with the bread. You know what I mean? If you was an asshole, you just a super asshole because you got the money. If you was a shy guy, you a super shy guy, and so on and so forth. When your emotions get out like that, and you're being filmed, you know what it is, now you got problems, bro. But you're right. Brother Hayoka, yes, it was $10,000 to $15,000. Yes, you had 2 coaches, 2 female coaches. They had 2 separate events. One event was $15,000. The other was $10,000. And they get in the bag. They get in the bag. That's crazy. Miss AKA Lady, wait, folks are paying that much. Yes, they are. Let me get my business plan together. Hey, you can jump on here with me. We can get the bag and actually teach them something. You know what I mean? It's just a matter of what people are willing to pay. And I'm not going to speak in on it anymore. We're going to talk about it next week. But it's definitely going to be a eye-opening experience when we run those numbers. It's crazy what I'm seeing out here. Brother Michael Aiden Ross being one of them. Yeah. I mean, it is what it is, man. It's a lot of them, bro. You can name the names if you want. I'm still getting to know the world, but it's a lot of guys that I'm bumping into in that manosphere space. It's a lot of guys that's the red pill space. It's a lot of guys in the blue pill space. You know what I mean? It's a lot of women out there on the female side. They are all running the finesse. They got people who really are looking for help. I mean, it is what it is. I ain't knocking nobody's hustle. You'll feel me. You know what I mean? But like I say, all money ain't good money. And Brother Mike, he's going to go broke by these Miami chicks. Shit, he might, man. And here's the thing, like Miami women, I keep trying to tell y'all, man, like the women in Miami are not that difficult to deal with. Like you got the ratchet chicks who be in the spot or whatever. That's a very small percentage of the women down there. Miami being a very Latin-centric culture. The women in Miami, in my experience, have been very feminine. They're very beautiful. They're fit. You know what I mean? They're easy to talk to. I don't know how many times I've told y'all on this platform. When I walk down the street in Miami, women just talk to me, make eye contact. I say hello and boom, conversation ensues immediately. All the time. Next time in Miami, you know what? I'm going to take my phone next time I'm down there. I'm just going to have my phone on as I'm walking down the street and just start talking to folks. And you'll see what I mean. You'll see what I mean. It's a whole nother level of friendly. Like you want to, try that in New York. You know what I mean? Walk through Central Park and see if you're going to get people just making eye contact, man. They ducking and dodging, trying to run from you. Try that in LA. They don't even see you, bro. They'll walk right into you because they just don't look up. You know what I mean? They don't even see you. You feel me? Like, so for the cities, you know, like Dallas is cool. Miami is really cool. I don't have a whole lot of experience in Dallas, but I have some. They seem pretty, you know, cool for the most part. You definitely got to be, and you have to initiate in Dallas. Let's put it that way. You have to do more than just look at her and say hi in Dallas. You know what I mean? You have to, you know, approach. But Miami, it don't take much of an approach. You know what I mean? Atlanta, same thing. DC, it's not that difficult. You know what I mean? And the thing about Atlanta, you got to be careful because there's so many dudes that are what they call, we used to call down low in my day. There's a lot of guys who are part of the LGBTQ community, but they're hiding it. They deep in the closet, and they, you know, it is what it is. You know what I mean? But tons of women there, sisters are friendly in Atlanta. Some got attitudes, but for the most part, they are cool. Same thing in DC. You know what I mean? Same thing in Philly. Even though it's a little, you know, Philly, they rough and tumble, but still, you got to, you know, approach a little bit. What's up? Break the ice is on. Chicago, same thing. I don't mess around the South Side, but like when I'm downtown Chicago, whatever, an event, same thing. You know what I mean? St. Louis, Cincinnati, Detroit. It does. Like most of the places I've been to, man, not that bad. LA and New York, by far, were the toughest, the most difficult situations that I found were in those two cities. But Miami, nah, never had any problems in Miami. If you got a problem with South Beach, get off of South Beach. Go to Doral. Go to Hialeah. Go to Kendall. You know what I mean? Go to Homestead. Go all the way south, or go up to Broward. You know what I mean? Go up to Hollywood. Go up to Fort Lauderdale. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. New Orleans, like New Orleans. I've only been through New Orleans. I've never really stopped in New Orleans to kick it. I've only like gone through there. I ain't gonna lie to you. Dirty ass city. I was not trying to stay there. Filthy city. I mean, nasty. But I've never kicked it there. You know, I've never done the Mardi Gras and all that. It's just, I don't like that vibe. But I've talked to folks who went there and they dig it. You know what I mean? They dig it for real. Big time. So, yeah, man. But let's get to this story, man. We're going to be talking about the problem with wannabe alphas, man. Listen, fellas, there's nothing wrong with just being a regular dude. You don't have to be rough and tumble. It's not for everybody. It's not. You know what I mean? What you want to do, be the best man you can possibly be, right? Defend your family with your life, period. Defend your family. Don't do anything stupid to jeopardize your family. I mean, that's it. Take care of your business. That's it. Control, maintain your emotions, and you'll be fine. All this other stuff, man, you know, this trying to beat your chest and trying to be something you may not necessarily be, don't do it. Don't do it because you get somebody else hurt. You probably won't get yourself hurt. You get somebody else hurt. You know what I mean? Or you get everybody hurt. There's people out here who bout that life for real. And if you ain't about that life, you know what I mean? If you ain't about that life, don't try to fake it. You know what I mean? Just take care of your family. So let's get into this story. Jacksonville, Florida. Dads, two of them, dads shoot each other's daughters in Florida road rage gunfight. That's right. Dads shoot each other's daughters in a road rage running gunfight in the car. That's what we're talking about. And this was October 12th when the article came out, October 12th of this year. And two crazy dads have been charged with attempted murder after allegedly opening fire and hitting each other's daughters in a terrifying road rage gun battle in Florida, authorities said. Strangers William Hale, 35, and Frank Allison, 43, shot at each other's vehicles with semi-automatic handguns during a high-speed cat and mouse chase late Saturday, and were finally busted when they got out and started brawling on the highway, according to cops. I mean, this is just dumb. Not to make it a racial thing, but I mean, I've heard of running gunfights. I've heard of vehicle gunfights back and forth. You know what I mean? Some of the worst situations, I've heard of it. But never have I ever heard of people busting at each other with their things, then pulling over and fighting with their hands. That's backwards. Normally it goes the other way around. Normally it starts with some sort of fight with the hands, and then it escalates to gunplay. This right here, white boy shit. Just keeping it 100, y'all. Sorry, I'm not trying to make, you know what I mean, if y'all find that term offensive, but it is what it is, bro. This one right here, I don't know anybody from my hood or any hood I've ever visited that's gonna get into a gunfight with their pistols and pull over and start swinging with their fists. Ever. I've never, ever heard of no shit like that. You know, see what I mean as we, get into this article. You know what I mean? Craziness, man. Cody is Kings in the house. What's good, fam? What's good? What's good to you, man? At the gym, pop into it. Hey, man, appreciate that. Popping into the like, I appreciate that. I need to get my old ass back into the gym. But let's get back to the article. During the gun battle, Hale's 5-year-old daughter was hit in the leg, and Allison's 14-year-old daughter was shot in the back, leaving her with a collapsed lung, Nassau County Sheriff Bill Leeper said Monday. Did you hear that part? A 5-year-old little girl and a 14-year-old little girl both suffered gunshot wounds. Not the idiots, not the dumbasses who were in charge, not the men who are morally obligated to protect these little babies. The very men who got them into the situation, they didn't get hit. They didn't get hit. The babies get hit. These dudes think they tough, right? This is crazy. 5-year-old was shot in the leg, and a 14-year-old was hit in the back, suffered a collapsed lung. She's lucky she didn't get hit in her spine. Damn shame. What's scarier is one crazy driver with what's scarier than one crazy driver with a gun? 2 crazy drivers with a gun, the shock sheriff said. And that's facts. Thankfully, no one was killed in the incident, but it could have very easily turned out that way because 2 people were acting stupid and let their tempers get the best of them. And here they go right here. What did I tell you? That this is stupid. Brother Cody's like, I saw that video. A couple of clowns. Yes, sir. Stupid. Terrible dads. Absolutely. Stupid. Here they go right here, man. What does stupidity look like? It looks like that right there. Right there. I mean, if it means that much to you, just pull up and be like, hey, man, you know what I mean? We can handle this. Some other time, let's put out. I mean, let me take my daughter home, bro. Where you want me to meet you at? And that's dumb, but if you feel you must, you know what I mean? That's how you going to do it. Pistols at dawn type shit. But let's get our children out of harm's way. You in vehicles. There is no reason to engage in that type crap, man. You can turn. You just turn. Stop. Do anything. Stop and let them come back. Get your child to safety. Get your child behind you or something. Then draw your weapon if you feel you're threatened like that. But man, what's wrong with us, man? What is wrong with us? There could have been 2 dead kids because of 2 stupid grown men. That's from the sheriff. Absolutely. Lee Pierce said the agency received multiple 911 calls with reports of people being shot at on Highway 1 near Callahan in suburban Jacksonville. One of those callers told authorities that a black Dodge Ram pickup was involved in a cat and mouse game with a gray Nissan Murano, and another vehicle at one point was also involved ahead of the gun battle. So look, probably was another car involved, but the third vehicle probably left. Hey, man, when you get out of here, these people drive, they acting up. Right? Hail from Georgia and local man Allison were speeding and driving erratically. Leeper said, adding that the men were also brake checking each other, which is the dumbest thing in the world. You got one time to brake check me, then I stop. I go the other way. I'm not dealing with that. That doesn't make any sense. They brake checking each other with the kids in the car, man. You got your kids in the car and you brake checking. That's lethal. Which he explained was a practice that involves getting in front of each other and applying the brakes. It's going to get in front of each other at high rates of speed and slam on the brakes. They don't care about no one. They don't care about their own kids. They don't care about themselves. They don't care about the other drivers out there, man. It's ridiculous. At one point, Hale pulled his Dodge alongside the Nissan and started shouting just for Alice's wife, Jessica, to flick him off with her middle finger. In response, a water bottle was flung back at her. So in one of the vehicles, it's moms in there too. They screaming at each other and giving a finger. What are we doing? What are we doing? So we got two adults. How come we're not hearing more about moms? I guess because she wasn't behind the wheel. This doesn't make any sense, y'all. This doesn't make any sense. Where's the voice of reason? How come she's not like, no, honey, stop? The dude pulls up next to him, starts cursing. She gives him the finger, right? That's not going to de-escalate anything. That's going to escalate stuff. The guy in the truck throws a bottle at her, a water bottle, one of these. He throws a water bottle at her. And what happens? The driver of the Nissan, Allison, then grabbed his Sig Sauer 45 caliber semi-automatic handgun and fired one shot at the Dodge truck before driving away at an average speed. Saying the driver admitted firing to the shot to get out of the situation. So the guy in the vehicle pulls out his Sig Sauer's 45 caliber round, and he fires one around into the car because the car threw a bottle of water. All right, they've been brake checking, they doing all this stuff. He pulls out his weapon and he fires. And then he drives off like, yeah, what's up? Didn't speed off. He didn't smash off. He just kind of drives off at average speed. Right? Because he's a tough guy because he has a Sig. You know what I mean? He's a tough guy because he has a weapon. Dude's a punk. That dude, he's a punk. He thought he had the upper hand. And he admitted to the cops that I did, told law enforcement that I shot to get out of the situation. The bullet that Mr. Allison fired went into the right side rear passenger door and struck a 5-year-old girl in the leg. He shot a baby. Hale later told officers he heard a loud pop, but thought nothing of it until everyone started freaking out in the back seat, Leeper said. So there's not this. I thought it was just the two guys and their kids. Apparently, there's a bunch of people in both vehicles. This man done fired around into the car. Everybody in the back seat going crazy. There's a 5-year-old girl that just got shot with a 45 caliber round, people. That is a big, slow bullet. They do damage. What the fuck's wrong with people, man? He then realized his daughter was shot. All right. So the guy in the Dodge realized that his daughter got shot. Does he go to the hospital? Does he go and provide first aid? Does he check his child out? Does he make sure she didn't get hit in the artery? I mean, is she bleeding out? Does he do any of those things? Let's see. Hale then sped up and began firing 7 shots from his Glock 43 9mm semi-automatic handgun out of the driver window. His baby's in the back with a bullet in her leg, right? Unless the bullet, a 45 round on a 5-year-old can rip her leg off. Depends on how it hits. If it hits bone, it's going right through it. His baby is shot. And all he can think is, I'm going to grab my pistol, catch up with this vehicle, and start shooting at that vehicle. He's not thinking about getting this child to the hospital. At least in the hood, man. Like my hood dudes, we get hit. First thing we do is drive somebody to the hospital. Firefight's over. Let's get out of this. So-and-so's hit. He fired 7 shots from his Glock 43. I'm not sure the 43 magazine capacity, but I'm going to say 13 rounds plus 1 in the chamber. I'm going to say 14. I mean, right here, I have my Glock 23 with me now, and this holds 13 rounds. Right? So I'm sitting here with my Glock right now. This is a 40 millimeter weapon. It's a double stack. It holds 13 rounds here. And then there's 1 in the chamber. That's 14 bullets. That's 14 bullets. Now, I'm not sure the magazine capacity of this particular weapon. We could look it up, the Glock 43. I don't know. It's a 9mm. I have a Glock 17. I have a 9mm Glock. Right? The one I just showed you is the 40mm. I also have the 45mm. This man's daughter, his baby, his 5-year-old is shot in the back. He knows his baby has been shot. And he's not even thinking about the hospital. He sped up and fired into the other vehicle. Hale later admitted that he shot everything that was in the magazine. So he emptied the weapon, 7 or 8 rounds, the sheriff said. So, okay, now we know the round capacity on that thing. And that's why I don't have one. That's not, for me, that's not enough rounds. I mean, my 45 has 6 rounds in the mag because it's a single stack, 6 rounds in the magazine, 1 in the chamber. So he fired until his weapon was empty. At least 3 bullets struck the Nissan. One of the bullets went through the rear of the vehicle and struck a 14-year-old girl in the back. In the back. He fired 7 or 8 rounds. 3 of his rounds hit the target. Now he's driving and firing, y'all. He's driving and shooting at the same time. He's not aiming at shit. He's just pulling a trigger in the general direction. Probably in front because the rounds came in from the back of the vehicle he was shooting at. So he's probably driving with one hand out the window, right, and one hand on the wheel, and he's just shooting. It's more than just him and the baby that was shot. It's more people in the vehicle. You know the guy that you're chasing has a weapon and has already fired at you at least one time. You empty your weapon into that guy. What if he stops and decides to empty his weapon back into your vehicle with your family? Why are you doing this? This doesn't make any sense. He shot a 14-year-old girl in the back. Both men's wives called 911. So I think both the wives were in the vehicles. Both men wives called 911 during a wild battle and agreed to pull over to meet a deputy. We'll pull over to meet a deputy. How about give me directions to the nearest hospital? And it's crazy. Miss AKA lady. The fuck, my kid's dad would be lucky if the police got him before me. Exactly. Who puts their kids in this situation? Not to throw gender in, but it's very weird that the fathers did this with their girls. Fools. Absolutely. I agree. It's where we are right now, man. It's anger. It's where we are in this country. Angry for no damn reason. Mom's wilding. Dang, the kid got two out of control parents. That's exactly what that is. He wasn't concerned about his daughter, blinded by stupid rage. Yes, this is a situation that would make me file for full custody, supervised visitation. He can't be trusted. Dude should be getting like 6 to 12 years, both of them, for this. Wouldn't have to worry about custody because they got to do that time first. I mean, Brother Mike, like, God damn it, yeah, she's for real. For real, it doesn't make any sense, y'all. Back to the article. Instead, both men got out and started arguing and fighting. So they pull over where the police officer is. They get out, start yelling at each other and fighting. Still, each of them has a child in the car that's been hit with a bullet. And these dudes want to just fight each other with their hands now. With their hands. Like I said, it's backwards. It's stupid. Start arguing and fighting. The deputy had to break up the fight. Both men were arrested and charged with second-degree attempted murder, the sheriff said. Each were released hours later on a $150,000 bond, the court records show. And normally how bond works is $150,000 at 10%. You know what I mean? So $15,000 bail bond, and they get to go. So you put the house up or whatever. But that's how it normally works. It's normally at 10%. So we're always thinking that when you hear a bond, oh, it's $150,000, they had to put up $150,000. Well, they just had to put up 10%. And the bail bondsman guarantees the rest. And then if they don't show up, that's when the bail bondsman will send, you know what I mean, bounty hunters out to get you because they don't want to have to pay the court that money if you run. Don't ask me how I know that, y'all. So This is what I'm talking about, bro. That's not some alpha. That's alpha nothing. That's foolishness. That's ridiculous. I mean, as a man, your sole responsibility, the only mission you need to be worried about, your first general order, is to protect your family. End of statement. Protect your family. These two dudes get into a road rage incident. They both think they tough because they got pistols. In America, in the South, in a red state, you in Florida, everybody got pistols. At least pistols. You know what I mean? Depending on what I'm doing, I'm carrying more than just a pistol. And it's not like I'm looking for trouble, but I'm definitely going to have what I feel I need to protect me and my family. It's not just going to be my Glock. I could do much better than that. And simply because I have a weapon with me doesn't mean I'm a tough guy. In fact, I'm more low key than ever when I have a weapon on me. Maybe it's because of my history, right? Because when I was a young adult, man, when I carried weapons, that was all illegal. You couldn't carry weapons in Ohio back then. We couldn't get concealed carry. So if I had a pistol on me, I knew, again, don't do the crime if you can't do the time. I knew what I was looking at if I got caught. Maybe that just always been with me in the back of my head, even though I'm fully licensed to carry weapons. But still, in my mind, like, nah, I'm cool. I don't want no drama. I don't want to be seen. I don't want you to, I am not tough. Hey, man, you right. I'm an asshole. I'm a bitch. You're right. That's cool. I ain't got no problem. I'm not trying to pull my pistol. I'm not. I'm like Jay Swan says, if I have to draw my pistol, it's going to get loud. I'm not showing it to you just to be showing it to you. That's the rule I live by. If I draw my weapon, I am in fear of my life. I am in fear of bodily harm or death. I am protecting my family. It's not a game. It's not a toy. This is a serious weapon with serious, very serious consequences if you use it. And yes, it's a stand your ground state and all that kind of stuff, man. But you don't want to have to fire on somebody, man. Trust me when I tell y'all, you don't want to shoot someone. Especially in a situation like this, when you just driving around in your car. Really? You mad? And here's the thing, man. Like this is the problem with America right now, man. This is the problem with America. Americans are angry and they don't know why. Right? Because Americans aren't sitting around trying to work it out. They don't put it through the old
think tank, Arch. Nothing gets past the old think tank. Nothing.
They don't understand that they're falling for the smoke and mirrors of what's going on out here. They don't get that they're falling victim to clickbait. They don't get that, the news is showing you all this negativity. There's more positivity going on in this country than negative stuff, but the positive stuff doesn't get clicks. The positive stuff is not going to help you sell ads. You know what I mean? Dog bite man, that's not a story. Man bite dogs, oh man, front page. If it bleeds, it leads, right? So people in this mindset, us against them. You saw them two boys. You know what I mean? Them two dudes. What are they mad at? Look at this. What are they mad at, bro? You see these guys right here? What are they mad at? They shooting at each other. They're hitting children. For what? For what? This don't make any sense, man. What are they mad at? They couldn't even tell you what they mad at. They got their wives in the car with them. We know at least one of the women ain't trying to calm the situation down. She flicking the dude off and cussing him out. We don't know what the other wife is saying. Kids are in the car. Kids. The one dude pulls out his pistol and just fires around like, yeah, I'm the man. I done showed him. Other dude comes up emptying his magazine into the car. Both men shot kids, man. They shot babies, bro. They shot babies. Just don't make any sense. And these are the guys like, yeah, man, I'm tough to deal with, whatever. Man, you ain't tough. You ain't tough at all. Then they get out of the vehicles, they fight, and then they tell law enforcement all the crimes that they committed. I'm glad they did. I'm glad they did. I'm glad they didn't shut up. I'm glad they did it. I'm glad they came out. They're probably talking about I'm defending my ground, castle doctor, and all this other kind of nonsense. I'm glad they came out and said, yeah, I fired a round into that car. I fired one bullet. Yeah, oh, you did? Because one round hit that baby. So you shot the baby. Good. Attempted murder. What about you, sir? Yeah, man, I just fired. I don't know how many. I just fired until my weapon was empty. 7, 8 rounds, I guess. I don't know. I just kept shooting. No, you did, huh? Well, one of those rounds hit a 14-year-old girl in the back, collapsed her lung. So you got a little girl in the back seat while dads are out here fighting like dummies. They probably can't even fight. Because look, there ain't no scars on their face or nothing. They can't fight. They were just doing something stupid. Meanwhile, the 14-year-old has a collapsed lung. She's sitting there trying to breathe. She's trying to breathe. Her lung is collapsed. She can't get air into her body. She has one lung working. There's a hole in there. And when you try to breathe, when there's a hole there, right, you're going to hear that. You can hear the lung collapsed. You can hear it not working. She can certainly feel it. She needs immediate aid, and she's in the back seat while her dumbass daddy's out here throwing stupid haymakers at the other dumbass daddy. Meanwhile, the 5-year-old is sitting there after being shot with a .45 caliber round. That is a big bullet. Big bullet. Think of the gangsters of the Thompson submachine gun. You ever seen that? You ever see the gangsters in Pretty Boy Floyd, Machine Gun Kelly firing that Thompson? Yeah, that fires a .45 caliber round. Big, fat bullet. Slow. Does damage. It does damage. I mean, that poor baby, she might not be able to walk again, depending on how a 5-year-old hit with a .45 caliber round. 14-year-old shot in the back with a 9mm. And here's the thing. If that thing just barely touch your spinal cord, you through. You through. If it hits and it fragments. If it hits and you just got bullet fragments everywhere, you through. Those bullet fragments are going to move if they can't get them all out. They might not be able to touch them. It depends on where that round is to hit her lung. But you don't know what happened. Was it a through and through? Like, you don't know. They probably had to sit there by the side of the road going through all this foolishness while the sheriff is calling for a couple paramedics to come out here. The sheriff probably had to do first aid, like, oh, well, this 5-year-old is hurt. What, 14? She's hurt too? Now he's got to determine what injury to attend to first. This poor baby over here was shot in the chest. This poor baby over here only got shot in the leg. But you got arteries running all through your leg. Major arteries. You hit one of those arteries, it only takes a moment to bleed out. Your heart's pumping. You going crazy because fight or flight mode, all that adrenaline is going. You hit an artery, man, that stuff splurts out like a fountain. It does not take long at all to bleed out. I'm a Second Amendment guy. I'm all for it. I love concealed carry. I'm all for it. But people have to be held to account for their stupid decisions. I'm not a constitutional carry guy. I'm not a constitutional carry guy. I don't believe in it. I think because you got too many dumbasses like these two dudes. I'm not a constitutional carry guy. I'm all for being licensed to carry, concealed carry. I'm all for proper training, not the training that they do now. I'm all for proper training. I'm all for qualifying. You should have to qualify at least annually. At a bare minimum, you should have to qualify with that weapon once a year. And my buddy Jay Swans is like, you should have to qualify with all your weapons once a year. I'm okay with that. At least once a year. I think it should be a biannual thing. Twice a year, you go in there and you qualify with your weapon. And I would say every 5 years, you have to do recurrent training. Like, you basically go through the classroom portion of the initial training phase. Like, you don't have to go to a range, but you just go through the classroom portion of it. And they should make you look at the wounds. They should make you look at the hole in that poor baby's back. They should make you look at the hole in that poor baby's leg. This is what these weapons do. Don't forget. I'm all for concealed carry. I'm all for it. But there's responsibility for that. You have to be responsible. You need to be trained, period. Period. So there's going to be people out there like, oh, this is why no one should have weapons. I don't agree with that at all. I don't agree with that. You know what I mean? These two idiots, right? They came across each other. Both of these guys probably have very limited experience with firearms. Both of them. They can't hit what they shoot. They hitting innocents. They lucky they ran into each other. Had one of these dudes ran into someone who was trying to get away, and that you see these guys trying to get away and you following, you being aggressive. Had he ran across someone with some training, they would have got towed up. They would have got towed up. And there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Someone with training and a proper weapon on him tore up. I don't have lasers on my handguns, but I know a lot of people who do. And wherever that laser is where the round is going. Right? The top tier guys, the tip of the spear dudes, the SEALs, the Rangers, the Green Berets, all their weapons are lasered. All of them. They're in the field doing their thing. That dot lands on you, wherever that dot lands, that's where that round is going. But I am definitely 100% pro Second Amendment. 100%. But I think people should be held to account. I think people should be trained. I think it should be ongoing training. Is that going to stop these type idiots? Nah. You're always going to have dummies. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be surprised if there was alcohol involved. These dudes were drunk. I wouldn't be surprised one bit. They just didn't mention it in the article because they weren't over the legal limit. Wouldn't be surprised one bit. These dudes are mad because of what they're seeing on TV. These dudes are mad because of what they're reading. They're probably mad because stuff they hear in their bubbles. In their bubbles, talking all this nonsense. Two dudes. You know what I mean? Two dudes who would probably be buddies in any other circumstance. They might like the same football team, baseball team, whatever, probably be in the bar drinking, having a good old time. But nah, they out here driving around the street, firing at each other. Doesn't make any sense, y'all. That's not alpha. So any young people out there listening to me, that is not alpha. Keep your emotions in check. When you lose control of your emotions, you do dumb shit like that. Keep your emotions in check, young men. Just keeping it 100. Keep your emotions in check. That's all I had to say about this, y'all. I just, damn. Those poor babies. I'm glad they didn't die. But they are changed for life. And how are they going to look at their fathers? Fathers put them in this situation. Yeah, Dad, I got shot because of you, yo dumb ass. Right? They're going to have to do prison time. Yeah, the DA is going to give them deals. They're going to cut deals. They're not going to go away for attempted murder. They're going to plea it down. Right? Plea it down. And I mean, I'm not in law enforcement like that, but you're going to give them the attempted murder. Okay. There's also reckless driving in there. There's menacing in there, right? They're disturbing the pieces in there somewhere. Reckless endangerment, reckless driving, all that's in there. They got to have statutes like that on the books, right? Illegal discharge of a firearm has to be in there. You know what I mean? Willful neglect. I mean, you got all sorts of shit that needs to be in there. You know what I mean? Attempted murder. What about all the other shit? Speeding. You know what I mean? Failure to yield. There should be 20 charges on these dudes each. 20 separate charges. Misdemeanors all the way up to the felonies. They should have to answer for all that shit. And that's what's going to happen. Watch. I'm going to try to follow up on this case. I bet you they take pleas. They're going to take pleas. I've read 2 articles on this. The first article I read said they didn't have legal representation at the time. So they're going to get public defendants? You know what I mean? Public defenders? Yeah, bro. They taking pleas. You know what I mean? Some unintentional, aggravated assault or some shit like that is what they're going to plead it down to, in my opinion. You know what I mean? They're going to plead it down, have to surrender their firearms. You know what I mean? They're going to get probably a lot of probation. I doubt they have to spend a day in the system. These dudes should have to go and spend at least 30 months in the system. They should have to go sit down, in my opinion, at least 30 months for what they did. At least. But I don't think that's going to happen. I really don't. And it's sad, yo. It's really, really sad. Miss AKA lady, it's probably going to affect those girls' relationship with the men in the future. Your dad is the first example of a protector. Absolutely. And it absolutely will. Them babies don't, man, they don't want to see these dudes. They don't want to see them. They got to deal with that. You got me shot. The 14-year-old especially, she know what time it is. Mom and dad, like, Mom, you started it. You flipped him off. You the one over there screaming at him, calling him all kind of stuff. You started it. Man, be careful out there, y'all. This is what we dealing with these days, man. Y'all need to be careful out there. These people don't make no sense. These guys think they tough. Fat, overweight, dumbass dudes riding around with state-of-the-art hardware. In the pictures, the vehicles look nice and everything. These are just run-of-the-mill, average dudes with their wives and their kids. And this happened. Like, oh, I'm sorry, I just lost control. Man, and nah. You got to go do that time, bro. You got to go sit down. You got to go sit down. I don't care. And this is where the race element to our justice system, this is where I get mad. These dudes should have to sit down and do some real time, right? I guarantee you, if they were a different shade, there would be no question. They'd be in there right now. The bail would have been denied. You the reason your babies got shot. They're going to let you out of jail and send you home to them very babies that you endangered? How about we deny your bond and you sit over here? How about we do that? This is what I mean. This is why racism, Americans' version of racism, really hurts us over here. It really does hurt us, right? We need to, I don't care what you look like. You do some dumb shit like that, you should have to sit down. Period. I don't care. Asian, black, white, Latino, Native American. I don't give a damn if you polka dot. You do some dumb shit like that, you should have to sit down. No bail. No bail. Oh, we're going to give you bail? Fine. There's a restraining order. You can't be around your kid. How about that? Can't be around your kid until his case is settled. How about that? But DL, you making a hardship on their families. Now, they made a hardship on their families. Who going to protect them babies? Does anybody care? Does anybody really care? You dig? Man. Protect your family. Protect your family. That's it. That's your mission. That is your primary objective. That is the prime directive. Protect your family. Don't put your family in danger. Don't do it. Don't do it. Like when a hurricane came. When the hurricane came, it was supposed to hit Tampa and it didn't, and it hit Fort Myers and Point South, Sarasota, Fort Myers, Point South. And those men endangered their families by not leaving and almost drowned in their home. They're in their home and the waters are rising inside the home. You put your entire family at risk because you want to be a tough dude. It's a Category 5 hurricane coming. You had time to get out of the way and you said no. You endangered your family. I don't see that as any different than these dumbasses with the guns. You sitting in the house watching the waters rise inside your home and your kids and your wife are looking at you and crying and screaming. And all you can do is pick up the phone and call 911. And all they're saying is, we told your dumb ass to leave. Go get on a roof. This is what they're telling you. Go outside and get on the roof. There's a hurricane. Don't go in the attic. You go in the attic, you're certainly going to drown. You go on the roof, you might stand a chance. You made that decision, Dad. You made that decision. You endangered your family. If I'm that woman, if I'm them children, I'm looking at you like the idiot you are for the rest of your life. I'm leaving as soon as I can. If I'm the woman, I'm divorcing you right now. Why are you divorcing? Because he's an idiot. He almost got us killed in a hurricane. I'm taking half. Taking half. I'm taking half. Well, you lost everything. I don't care. I don't care. I'm out of here. He's an idiot. And unfortunately, we have so many men out here like that, man. Dude, be the best version of yourself. Men, go out there and learn how to be fucking men. Be the best version of yourself. That's what all that's about. That's why I rock over there in the manosphere a little bit. I understand that, like that red pill stuff. I understand being unplugged. I understand that we are living in the era of hyper emotional men. I understand that. I understand we live in an era of corruption that we've probably never seen in at least a century. I understand that. I understand things are going backwards. I get that. You know what I mean? But that is no excuse for not taking care of your family, man. Take care of your family. Run around here trying to be tough because you got a pistol in Florida. You got a pistol in Georgia. You got a pistol in the Carolinas. Everybody got a pistol down here. What are you thinking about? And if you in the hood anywhere in America, everybody got them things on them. From LA to South Side Chicago to Cincinnati, Ohio to Detroit, right to Kansas, to Nashville. Shout out to Orange Mound, all the way down there to the bottom, down there in Dade County, in the Pork and Bean. You know what I'm saying? In Liberty City. You don't think in Hialeah, you don't think people got them things on them? Is you for real? I've had weapons on me since I was 13 years old. I've had access to firearms since I was 13 years old. I needed them. Get the hell out of here, man. Everybody got pistols, bro. Take care of your family. If you want to be tough, make sure your family's safe first. Then go out and do some stupid shit. If you want to be tough, even the gangsters do that. They take care of their family first. Then they go out and do that street shit. And take care of your kids, man. All right, I promise when I come back, I'm going to have something funny because this was too heavy. When I come back, I'm going to have something funny. I promise y'all. Brother Michael, you know what I mean? Fathers are so needed in the son's life and in the daughter's life, bro. Maybe more so for the daughter, but absolutely, we are needed. Brother Michael, I agree, DL. I'm glad you do. Can't do the time, don't do the crime. That's right. That's right. You want to play in the streets, man. It's real. They're giving out real time. Like I said, bro, a lot of these crimes, they're giving out football numbers, man, lineman numbers. You ain't going to get no receiver number. You ain't getting a 3. You know what I'm saying? You ain't getting 3 years. You ain't getting 7 years. Nah, bro, you getting 60-something, 63 years, 72 years. That's the kind of time that the shit I was messing with, I was looking at that. I don't want to do that kind of time. There was a point in my life that had we got caught, that was the mid 90s. Had we got caught, I probably would have just got out about 6-7 years ago. That's the type of shit we was into. It's like, damn, bro, I had to stop. I wasn't ready for it. You know what I mean? But this road rage, pulling out your pistol and shooting babies, man, they should have to do, like I said, man, 30 months minimum. Both of them should have to sit down for 30 months. That's what I think should happen, man. But all right, that's it. That's all I got, y'all. That's all I got. Thanks for rocking out with me. Brother Michael, thank you so much for rocking out with me. Miss AKA Lady, you know what I mean? Sister Candace came through. Cody is king. Thanks for rocking out with me, brother. Brother Hayoka was here. I appreciate that, y'all. Like I said, I'm back on track. Check out the thumbnails. We are back on track. And I'm going to keep this coming. Any ideas for a show, let me know. Miss AK hit me up. Miss AKA Lady hooked me up with last night with a show idea. And it's coming out Monday. We're going to be talking about 50 Cent and his son and that whole situation. So if y'all got any show ideas, hit me up. We're going to have Brother Cody is king on here, man. I want to hear his story. You know what I mean? So we're working on that. I think that's going to be on the 31st of this month. Be looking for the thumbnail. And Brother Hayoka, be safe, bro. I will. You too, man. Everybody have a good night. You know what I mean? Y'all have a good time. Thanks for rocking out with me, man. We're going to continue to grow. Now that I got my feet back under me, man, I've recovered from the weekend. Now it's time to get back to the mission, yo. So thank y'all for rocking out with me. I appreciate each and every one of y'all, my day ones. I appreciate it. We're going to keep growing, keep doing our thing. I'm DL Saint. This is the DL Saint I Really Want to Know podcast, man. I'm going to talk to y'all later. Peace.
Darn, that's the end.